Hey, good afternoon. Shawn here with Ask a Millionaire. Okay, this is actually the very first session that I'm doing from questions that have been submitted through the Ask a Millionaire portal. If you've registered for an account, check your email, check your spam, your junk. You would have been sent an email with your login credentials. Once you log into the Ask a Millionaire portal, you can submit a question in the portal, and there's lots of other resources, 4 masterclasses, hundreds of articles, lots of great information. Let's get this thing started. After I record this video, my assistant's going to download the video and upload it to our Ask a Millionaire YouTube channel. And then if you were one of the people that asked a question, she's going to send you an email with a link directly to where I'm answering your question in the video. It's super, super cool. So hopefully you'll like the process and continue to use it. The more questions you ask over time, I'm going to commit as much time as I can to answering questions, but the more questions you ask and the more I get to know you, the more I'm going to be able to get you better information. And over time, as we build a trust with each other, I'll be able to make more introductions to people that I know in my network as well. Because remember, my mission is to help you become a first-generation millionaire in your family. Okay, let's get this started. The first question comes from, let's see here. First question comes from Christy. And Christy says, what are your top tips for gaining a social media following? The background is I co-founded a not-for-profit almost 1 year ago. Our target niche is so small, so we need great strategies to reach them online. Facebook ads have been great, but there's more we could be doing. So generally speaking, social media is a marketing play. There's virtually an infinite amount of things that you can do on social media to provide value, to generate traffic over to your website, or to get people to send you an email, to buy things on your store if you have a store. So generally speaking, one of the top ways to gain followers, building your audience on social media, is to go out and do interviews. Get on podcast interviews, local television, radio, any type of way that's going to get you as the spokesperson for your company onto some sort of platform that has a larger audience. When you go on a podcast and they've got an audience of 100,000 people and you're being interviewed and providing some sort of value to that audience, those listeners listen to you, and through your dialogue in the interview, you can continue to plug your organization and where they can find you on social media. That's one of the top ways. You're going to actually notice me. I just hired a public relations firm myself, and I'm going to be hopefully getting on a lot of podcasts, radio stations, television, and so forth to promote my company, Accelerators Organization. That's one of the top ways. The next thing you can do is you can approach larger Instagram and Facebook accounts and ask them if they would be interested in doing a joint live stream where they can ask you some questions. It's kind of like an interview, but directly on their social media. Instead of on a podcast, it's directly live streamed with video on Instagram or Facebook. And that way you can continue to promote your social media handle on that interview. The next thing you can do is you can pay larger accounts. Reach out to larger accounts. Usually check the link in their bio and see if they have an email or a website where you can contact them. If they don't, feel free to send them a direct message. A sample script might be, hi, XYZ person or company. My name is Shawn Thomas. I work with Accelerators Organization. I was wondering if you do sponsored posts. I would like to promote my organization on your account, and I was wondering if you do that and what the rates would be. By promoting yourself on larger accounts, you can get more visibility to get people to come and follow you. I would stay away from the promotional and gimmicky type of giveaways and all of those types of things that a lot of these marketing agencies do. It might look good, which will bring me to my last point. I worry less and I focus less on the number of followers today than focusing on who my real audience is. For instance, You're my real audience, Christy, because you actually, after I made some posts or did a live stream, however you found out about this portal, you actually took action. You created an account in Ask a Millionaire. You submitted a question, and now you're getting an answer. You are my audience, not the other 1.2 million followers I have on social media that didn't. You did. I am doing things today that are different than 3-4 years ago, where it was just about building an audience. Now it's more about connecting with the actual ideal people that I want to be working with. I want to make sure that I balance the people that I'm engaging with and are engaging with me to really make sure that they're getting everything they want. Some people just follow to follow, some people follow to troll. So keep that in mind as you're trying to build your social media following. You're not necessarily, your business model isn't about building your following. Your business model is about finding donors, right, that are going to contribute to your nonprofit, or finding sponsors who are going to sponsor your nonprofit. Don't be so concerned about the number. Be concerned about the number of donors and people that get engaged with your account and with your company than the number itself. Okay? I hope that helps. The next question comes from Muhammad, and Muhammad says, I'm confused, sir. Actually, I want to know whether my personality is suitable for business orientation or a 9-to-5 job. Background is I'm a civil engineer graduate. Okay, Muhammad, I think there's a language barrier going on here. You must not live in the United States, so there's a language barrier. I'm thinking that you're asking whether or not your personality is suited for owning a business or to be an employee of a business. Well, there is a website that I would recommend that you go to, and I'm going to look it up on my computer here real quick to make sure I'm giving you the right website. Okay, give me 1 second. That's not it. Okay, I found it. Okay, the website is www.e-leap.com. www.e-leap.com. A gentleman by the name of Gene Wickman, who is an amazing guy who wrote a book called Traction for the Entrepreneur Operating System called EOS, which is a major system of being a leader and managing teams. And Gino, his next project going on right now is called eLeap. And he wrote a book about it, but there's also a test on his website that you can take for free that will gauge whether or not you are suited for an entrepreneurial career or not. And it'll give you some feedback. He also has a book that I would highly recommend getting if you are a want to be entrepreneur and you want to see what it takes. Also, Gino has his own YouTube channel. If you search for eLeap on YouTube, you'll find some of his instructional videos, which are really awesome. And Gino is a very trusted, respected author and business person that I would highly recommend taking a look at that and seeing if he can help you determine if you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Okay? Hope that helps. The next question comes from Ty. And Ty says, what businesses would you suggest to start for someone who can and will work their ass off but doesn't know what to start? The background is, my background is in construction. I have a red seal in crane operating, but I have reached the highest position I could ever receive in this trade. I was a superintendent on a multi-billion-dollar project with over 100 people under me. I've always wanted to start a business and am very idea-oriented. A few friends whom own their own businesses I have helped out. I tend to have great ideas when a business is already there but can't figure out a business out for myself. I've spent the last, I would say, 2 years just learning anything and everything from the basics of social media to Adobe Premiere and Illustrator. So I could make my own logos to business basics and am currently working on sales. My one friend owns a bait and tackle shop and was having issues with foot traffic in the store. I convinced him to put up signs and drop his bait prices to at cost because everyone needs bait. Using bait as a loss leader, he ended up tripling his foot traffic within a week. I have worked 13 to 18-hour a days for over 21 days in a row for over 5 years. If I could put that time in for someone else, I can easily do it for myself. I just need to find out what that is. Money and not being away from my family for a month at a time are my main motivators. I think there's a lot of potential where I live in Canada, as I feel lots of businesses and people seem to be behind the rest of the world on a lot of things. My capital is extremely low at the moment, especially since I'm trying to transition. Any and all advice is extremely appreciated. You know, man, Ty, I really like you, man. I love your work ethic. I can tell you right now, it is literally only a matter of time before you find that idea. And here's the thing, man. You might try a couple things that don't work out like I did and like many of us did, but you're going to find something. There's zero doubt about it. Just know it in your heart and in your soul that it's not if, but when you're going to find that idea. Now, here's something to think about. If you've reached the highest level you can as a crane operator, what would prevent you from owning your own crane operating business? Okay? Because listen, the bottom line is if you know how to do the work, and it's just a question of having the money to get the equipment, but you know how to go get the business, if you do, that would be something where you could put together a business plan and submit it to some investors. And the way that you'd want to line that up, if you were going to go that route, the way that you would line that up is you would go contact some of your existing old clients that were in that business that you worked on. Find out if you can bid on some jobs and get some letter of intents, or hey, if you build it, we will come type deals. Like, okay, Ty, we will give you the business if you can do it. We can give you 3 months or whatever to get started. You then take that kind of what you would call almost like a purchase order, and you would use that to say to an investor, I've got these jobs already lined up, so I've got this revenue that could come in. I just need this money to finance my own crane and my own equipment and so forth. So that's kind of a way that you could get the money in order to start a business in which you already have experience. You know how to manage the teams. Now it's just a question of maybe you needing the money to get the equipment. So that might be something to think about. It's always great to go into a business in which you already have industry experience and trade experience in it, because ultimately, as a business owner in that business, you might start off operating the crane at first, but as you grow, you'll know how to hire more crane operators and manage them and then start managing and running the business. That's always the best place to start, is somewhere where you've already got experience. Now, here are some other things you could take a look at. If you mentioned your friend's bait shop, well, why not go to your friend and say, hey, why don't you let me be a partner of yours? You know, let me work my way in. I obviously was able to help you triple your foot traffic and make more money. What about letting me come in and be a partner? What about me opening up a second location in another area or another city for you? Use your processes, your systems, your brand name. You invest in me. I'm the working partner, and we go open up a second location. So if there's another business and you have a friend in a business that you've helped, help them grow their company and you grow into equity in that company. What that's called, which is really powerful, is called hinging your success to someone else's success. So someone else is a success, you can help them grow their business, and in exchange, they're going to give you a piece of growing that business. That's one great way to start building wealth for yourself, letting you get some what we call skin in the game. You're going to put that hard work, that it's 13, 15 hours a day, into working. You might take a little bit lower of a salary, but you're going to get equity in the company and share in the profit, which over time is going to be more valuable to the wealth creation that you're trying to build in your life. Okay? So think about these things. Feel free to ask some more questions. In the Ask a Millionaire portal, there's a resource center. Go into the resource center and read the must-read articles. Read the starting a business articles, business planning articles. Those are going to help stimulate some more ideas for you. Okay? Hope that helps, Todd. Okay, the next question comes in from Juan, and Juan says, how much money do I need to invest in some kind of investment, company or business, to become a millionaire this year in 2021? I'm a real estate broker and an investor, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. Okay, Juan, you're an investor, but you're asking me how much money you would need to invest into an investment to make $1 million in 2021. Okay, well, it's already June of 2021. If you wanted to try to invest into something that would put out $1 million by the end of the year, I'm going to be completely candid. I have absolutely no clue. Zero clue. I can't help you on that one. Sorry. Okay, the next question comes from Navpreet. And Navpreet says, how can I become a successful person if I don't know where to start and don't have a particular field of interest? Background. Hello, Shawn Thomas. My name is Navpreet. I am originally from India and came to Canada as a student, and currently I am working full-time in a food store. I am an ambitious and hardworking person and have a lot of goals to fulfill, which I believe you can help me with. You are an inspiration to me, and I had an instinct that you can help me achieve my goals. I don't know you personally, but would love to know you and have a chat with you. I have few savings in my account, but don't know where and how to start and utilize those savings. I'm 24, and I think the clock is ticking day by day, and I'm still at the same stage. I would really appreciate if you can help me become a successful person. Thank you. Awesome, Navpreet, thanks so much. I appreciate you. Okay, you're right. The clock is ticking every day, but luckily you have a long life ahead of you, and let's see if we can get some goals going for you. So one of the things that you could take a look at, Navpreet, is the first step in becoming successful is to define what success means to you. So you might say, and I'm going to give you 7 different areas, and hopefully you're taking notes on this. I'm going to give you 7 different areas of your life to think about. And I've got a new ebook and workbook coming out around this called The Goal Mindset, but I'm going to give you the 7 areas right now. So the first area is your spiritual or religious beliefs, or if whatever your higher being, whatever you might have. Okay, that's the first. So to feel successful in that area of your life, what would it look like? And just start writing down some notes like a journal. What would it need to look like for you to feel successful and that you're doing everything to be successful in that area? And you're going to do this for all 7 areas. The second level is with your family. What would your family life need to look like in order for you to feel successful? What would have to happen? The third point would be your love life, your dating life. What would that need to look like? The next would be friendships and relationships. Not dating or love relationship, but just friend relationships. What would that need to look like? How many? How often do you spend time with them? How do you determine who your real amazing great friends are, and how many of those do you want? What do you guys do together? All those things. The next would be your health and fitness. What does your health and fitness need to look like? What weight? What body percentage? What your skin feels like, how you feel health-wise, your energy levels, all those things. What does that need to look like for you to really feel successful? So if someone said, are you successful as it relates to the health of your business, of yourself? And you can say, absolutely. I'm in the right weight, feel good, got lots of energy, fantastic. What would that need to look like? Then think about your career and money. Now, I'm going to come back to this one, but go with that. And then the last one is your philanthropy, which is basically what I'm doing here with Ask a Millionaire, giving back, helping others, expecting nothing in return. You could be donating time, you could be donating money, but what would it look like for you to feel successful in the philanthropic area of your life? So let's go back to money, since that's probably where you're talking about right now as far as feeling successful. And I want to point out that there's a difference between financial success and just success in life. And that's why I wanted to talk about all 7 areas, because maybe at this journey, your priority in your life is financial success, and maybe some of those other 6 areas might take second and third and fourth and fifth, 6th place, and the financial area of your life might be the priority not right now, and that's fantastic. Throughout life, Different things take priority, and right now financial might be your priority. So one of the best places to start is, let's just take a look at what you're doing now. You're working at a food store right now. What are you doing at that food store? What is the path to increase your knowledge of running that food store? What is the path to owning a food store? What are all the different things you could do in that food store to learn everything there is to know about that business so that you could open up your own food store, right? So you see, in order to become a really successful, profitable business person and business owner, we have to understand all areas of the business that we're going to operate. If you happen to work in a food store, that might potentially be a good business for you to get into. The owner of that food store, you might talk to the owner of that food store and say, hey, listen, how did you get into running this store? Did you used to work at a store? Was your family in the business? How did you learn how to do all these things? How did you learn how to hire people? How did you learn how to manage inventory? How did you learn how to manage the money? How did you learn how to hire and retain managers and keep them happy? So you can start learning about all different facets and areas of the food store. And here's the interesting dynamic here, okay, Nafreet. Every business is the same. Every business revolves around 4 different pillars: sales and marketing, branding, operations, and financials. So that food business is going to have to hire people, lead them, pay them, do sales and marketing to sell and market the products and services. Operations, inventory control, processes, software, IT, website, all that type of stuff. Branding, so it might be culture, HR, look and feel, the voice of the company, the core values of the company. These are my core values up here. These are my core values in my company, right here. Okay. The more you can learn about how a business operates, the more you'll be better prepared when you want to start your own company. But in the meantime, you've already started. You say, I don't know where to start. You've already started. You've got a job. So I'll tell you a little story, and you're gonna hear this story from me quite often, and you're gonna see this gentleman in the Ask a Millionaire portal soon. If you work a full-time job right now, and you work, let's just say 40 hours a week, and you're living off of the money that's coming in from that 40-hour job, right? Well, what would happen if you went out and worked another 20 to 30 hours a week? And let's just say that you earned minimum wage, which I'm just going to use America as the minimum wage. Let's just say you earn $10 an hour. You work an extra $30 hours a week times $10. It's an extra $300 a week times 4. That's an extra $1,200 a month. In less than 10 months, you could put away and save $10,000. I don't know if you have $10,000 in your checking account right now or if you've ever had $10,000, but could you imagine in less than 10 months you could have $10,000 in your checking account and all you have to do is work an extra 20 or an extra 30 hours a week? That's only at $10 an hour. Imagine if you were getting 20 or 30 bucks an hour, how much more money you could save or how much faster you could get to 10,000. So my point is the way to start building financial success from where you are at the stage of the journey, which you've already started, is to work more. There's 2 ways to make more money. Work more hours, get paid more per hour. That's it. After you build up a certain amount of savings, you can then start investing that savings into things where your money starts making money for you in investments. You're not there yet. So you're at the stage where you're going to work more to get paid more. And then if you're surviving off the 40 hours a week, everything else can go into savings. And it's really important to have the discipline to save that money. Okay? Hopefully that's enough information to get you thinking and asking some more questions. And we'll continue to get to know each other, okay? Okay, the next question comes from Harshit. And Harshit says, hi, sir. I am a resident of Canada. I came here 4 years ago as an immigrant on a student visa. This year I got my permanent residency. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me get back to the question. I said, the next question comes from Harshit. Harshit says, what are the steps to open up an automotive repair and customization shop? That's the question. The background is I'm a resident of Canada, came here 4 years ago on a student visa, just got my permanent residency. I was working as an inventory supervisor the whole time for my PR support purposes, as now I'm a permanent resident. I am thinking to start my next chapter of life in business, which I always wanted to do. In these years, I found out I love working on cars, for example, some customizations, minimum repairs. I find it easy, and suddenly I'm full of energy when I think about it. So I was thinking to go ahead in this field for business purposes. I need your guidance, sir, step by step. How do I start? Where do I find the resources? How do I convince someone to let me work for him training to learn the set of skills? Thank you. Okay. I know that life would be really, really easy if I could just give you a step by step. But listen, if I just gave you a step by step of things to do, wouldn't that get boring that you're not making any decisions yourself or becoming resourceful or being your own man? Probably not. So I'm going to give you some guidance, but I don't want you to get into a habit of thinking myself or anybody's going to always just give you the step by step process of life, because it just doesn't work that way. You're going to miss out on all the fun that life is if you just let somebody else tell you how to live your life. Now, I think you're right on to it. I think what you should do is, if it were me, I would go to all of the automotive repair shops in my city. And you're in a big city, you're in Ontario. I would go to all the automotive repair shops and I would say, what sort of certification or skills would I need to possess to get a job at your automotive repair store? Find out what the answer is. Once you find out that answer, and you've asked, I'm going to say a minimum of 10, come back and ask some more questions on what's some more guidance I could give you. But in that industry, they're going to have their own set of rules and certifications of what you need to possess from a skill and certification perspective in order to even get a job. Okay, that's what I would do. If I know that I want to be in that industry, then I'm going to go work in that industry. And there's a term around that called earning while you learn. Earn while you learn. So you're going to get paid to learn it, since you're going to be working in that business while you get certified possibly. Just see what you need to do. Okay? Hope that helps, Harshit. Look forward to continue to get to know you. Okay, the last question comes from Tamika Williams. And Tamika says, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, will your mentors be able to help me with being in the debt collection and recovery and event planning field? How often will I be able to get support? The background is I'm asking this question because I feel like any mentors I try to get help from, they either don't know anything about the field of expertise I'm in, or aren't able to help and just want what little money I do have to invest in myself to get a mentor. I know I need a lot of mentors and advisors. I'm willing to do the work that is needed to fill what's needed to be fixed, but I want to make sure it's coming from those who know what they are talking about when it comes to my field of work, because I don't want to be provided the incorrect information. Okay, I know that you did get into my mentorship group. I know that you are talking with Shirley and you're setting up an onboarding, and then you and I are going to have a one-on-one call. So I look forward to getting to know you on this, okay? We do have people in our organization that are in the event planning field, and as a member of AO, my mentorship organization, Accelerators organization, which you joined today, I will introduce you to a really, really amazing person that's in that field, and you can network with her, and you're going to love talking to her because she's amazing and she knows that industry inside and out. The debt collection and recovery business, I need to understand that business model of what you're building. Those are two different businesses. Are you going into the debt collection and recovery business, or are you going into the event planning field? I need to understand which one you're going into. But yes, between myself and the other mentors in AO, I have absolute confidence that we are going to be able to help you build one or both of those companies, depending on which one you're going into. Absolute confidence, okay? All right, I hope that helps. That is today's live stream. This is how Ask a Millionaire works. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel on Ask a Millionaire, feel free to register for an account for Ask a Millionaire by going to our Instagram account, which is at Ask a Millionaire on Instagram. and subscribing by clicking the link in our bio and registering for your free account with Ask a Millionaire. Okay? Hope this helps. Have a great day and appreciate you. I look forward to many, many, many more questions coming in soon.